adversary in the most enigmatic reference. Another point that I'd like to make is you have trouble with people's ideas about the physicality of God, and so did Mr. Alexander about the so-called God with the robe or God with the penis. It doesn't matter where you stop with these ideas about this entity, this being, if you even want to call it a being. The problem is, if God cares about a madman, supposedly, which I think you're very good at saying, supposedly building a chemical weapons plant in the Middle East, or starving children in Ethiopia, how could he not care about you masturbating? Where can you draw the line? He must not care about you masturbating or the children, or he must, you should assume, care about each of them.
What's the bottom line here?
I'm sorry?
What's the bottom line here?
The bottom line is that both of you are riddled with contradictions, and you seem to be dancing. No one has anything to say. I've been listening to this program, yes, for not, I would imagine, as long as you have, but at least a couple years. And I think that, come on, don't play with people. Get on to something that people
why don't you check in with WTKN and have the Astrolojet read the newspaper to you?
Paul Harvey, with an invitation for you to rendezvous, if you will, with me for Paul Harvey News and Comment and for the rest of the story. Good day.
Hear America's most listened to newscaster, Paul Harvey, weekday mornings at 8:30, afternoons at 12:05 and 5:35 p.m., and Saturdays at 12:05 and 5:30, exclusively here on News Radio 970 WFLA.
2:37 the time. Ben Alexander, my guest. Mr. Alexander will be at the Forest Hills Christian Church tonight and tomorrow night, January 9th and 10th at 7 p.m. That's located at 10902 North Armenia Avenue in Tampa. One line available. It's in Hillsborough. Safety Harbor. Hi, Safety. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Yeah, I'd like to say that I think man created God because I don't believe in either one, and they need something to believe in because they're afraid to die, and they think if they're good, they'll go to heaven or wherever.
Well, that's something really stupid that you just said. You do appreciate that. I mean, I hope there's a little bit more beyond your non-belief in the fact that you just don't, you're just too lazy to believe. I mean, there's some very strong evidence for man creating God, but to say that I don't believe in God because I don't want to, it's just kind of dumb.
Well, there's not enough proof for me to believe in that.
Okay. Off we go to St. Petersburg. St. You're on the air at 970 WFLA. Fedipo St. Wouldn't wait, but let's try this St. Petersburg line. Hi. That one wouldn't wait either. Suddenly, Pinellas is available at 461-9352, 461 WFLA. Let's try St. Petersburg there. Hi, you're on the air at 970 WFLA. Fine.
I got to go along with you about that seance stuff. There was a guy that was on TV not too long ago that proved that was all fake. And this guy here about this protoplasm stuff, I seen he was on TV and he showed these pictures of some green stuff coming out. I think that's fake too.
Mr. Alexander?
It was not green stuff, but that's all right. You can have your opinion. I was there. I know it happened. And Webster's Third New International Dictionary clearly defines ectoplasm. There are two definitions. The first definition, it's a substance which every person has. It's your lifeblood. The second definition is a substance which emanates from a spirit medium which causes poltergeist phenomena.
Well, Mr. Alexander, this may come as a tremendous shock to you, but simply because something is in the dictionary does not mean it actually exists. It simply says this is what we agree that this word means, not whether or not it's true.
Well,
Does it exist?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I have seen it. I know about it. And I'm not the only one that's written on it. There are many people have done so, and many people have seen this, and parapsychologists have seen it, and it's a fact of life. It does happen.
When you're doing, one of the appearances like you're doing tonight, do people tend to stand up and say, now, wait a second, evangelist, just because it's in the dictionary doesn't mean it's true? And do people ever challenge you?
Well, sure, they challenge me. I have a question and answer time. every message that I give. I was hoping that I would be talking strictly on the occult in this particular program, but all that's been happening is everybody's trying to have me prove God. This is what's going on.
I thought we were trying to have you prove Satan.
Or Satan.
Prove demonology. Say some stuff about demonology and all that. I've studied up on all of this, and I've come to a conclusion that Christianity too is faded. Is nothing. It doesn't work. It's only here to keep the people calm, for the government and all this. That's all.
That's fine. If that's your belief, there's nothing I can do about it. That's your belief.
Tampa, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Yes. I'd like to ask him why it is that the Christians chose a pagan festival to mark the resurrection. That is Easter. In Old English, that's Oester, Oestre, which was a pagan festival that was a feast of the springtime. You see, resurrection is where the plants resurrect.
Well, either Mr. Alexander is going to be familiar with what you're talking about, or he's not going to be. So let's see, Mr. Alexander.
And why it falls on a different day each year.
All I know is that it's a celebration not of a pagan festival, but it's the celebration of the resurrection of Jesus Christ. If it falls on that day, I don't know why. It's just a coincidence. I don't know why.
Well, the definition in any Webster's dictionary of Easter is a pagan festival of Old English pagan rites of the feast of the resurrection.
Well, that may be, sir, but very, very few of us, if indeed any of us, have ever sat down and read the entire dictionary. Not North Tampa, just Tampa as it is. Hi, you're on the air.
I'd like to ask Mr. Alexander if he would talk a little bit about the occult. That's the interest that I have. What's the problem with it? How does it work? Just tell me a little about the occult.
Okay, the occult is the unseen spirit world which does exist. And regretfully, there are millions of people, even right now, who are believers, that go to these so-called trans-channelists, and what they believe is that they are getting in touch with with their dead loved ones. The truth of it is that they are not getting in touch with their dead loved ones, but demonic spirits. We have these trans-channelists. Shirley MacLaine is the celebrity evangelist for this, and literally millions of people are involved. When I was out in South America, for example, in Brazil, that is the second largest religion to Roman Catholicism, and that is the belief in contacting the dead. I was involved in this for 15 years.
Well, wait a second, isn't that kind of what you do when you pray to a saint, contacting the dead?
But they're not contacting the dead.
Well, when you pray to a saint, isn't that what you're trying to do?
You are not supposed to. As far as I'm concerned, personally, as far as Christianity is concerned, every Christian is a saint.
There would be a difference in me talking to a saint as compared with what I think I hear you saying, that the demon spirits talk to the person involved in the seance.
Like, for example, showing up at the cemetery on Uncle Harry's birthday and saying, "Gee, Harry, we sure missed you down at the Grange Hall." That would be, trying to contact the dead, right?
Yes, that would be trying to contact.
That would be Satanism.
Yes, it's the same thing. But the way this is done through these so-called trans-channelists. I believe that there are many of them that are frauds, but I also believe that there are those who are for real, and it does happen. But as we were talking before, it was only because of my involvement when I saw my friend many, many times over a period of several years, this ectoplasm emanating from him, and sometimes accidents took place and it would turn to blood. That's when I believed that I was involved in satanic activity. And then, many years later, when I became a Christian,